Nobody warned you that waking up would cost you everything you were comfortable with. Not your enemies, your comfort, your people, your old self. And you paid every line item without knowing you had signed anything. You started seeing through the performance. The gatherings that once felt like home now feel like theater you forgot how to enjoy. You sit with people who love you and feel the specific loneliness of someone whose interior world has outgrown the conversation happening around them. You still laugh, you still show up, but something behind your eyes has gone quiet in a way that nobody around you has noticed. Or perhaps they have noticed and simply do not know what to call it. The friendships did not end in conflict. They ended in distance, in fewer calls returned, in conversations that used to run for hours now ending in 20 minutes with nothing left to say. You did not push them away. You simply grew in a direction that the relationship was not built to follow, and that is a grief that has no funeral. As Nikola Tesla once said, "The day science begins to study non-physical phenomena, it will make more progress in 1 decade than in all the previous centuries of its existence." Tesla understood what it meant to see something clearly that the world was not yet ready to receive. And so do you. There are things you now understand that you cannot say out loud in most rooms, not because you are afraid, but because you have learned, slowly, painfully, that truth spoken before someone is ready to hear it does not enlighten them. It only isolates you. So you began editing yourself, choosing which thoughts to voice and which to carry alone. You became fluent in the language of omission, saying true things, but never the truest things. And that silence, necessary as it is, has its own weight. You feel it most in the moments that should feel closest. When someone you love shares something they are proud of, and you can see 3 layers beneath their pride that they cannot yet see, you smile. You celebrate them, and you carry the rest, alone. That is the cost of silence, and you pay it every single day. As Søren Kierkegaard wrote, "The most common form of despair is not being who you are. But there is a quieter despair on the other side of that, the despair of watching time move differently once you have begun becoming who you are. You look at the people around you, the ones still inside the comfortable program, and you do not envy them. But you feel the distance in a new way. They are living at the pace of a life you recognize but can no longer inhabit. Their milestones feel like a language you once spoke fluently. You celebrate them genuinely, and then you return to your own timeline, which does not look like progress to anyone watching from the outside, which has no milestones others can applaud, which is measured in internal shifts that are invisible to everyone except you. The cost of time is this: you are building something that cannot be photographed, that cannot be announced, that will not be understood until it is already built. And building in that kind of silence requires a patience that most people will mistake for stagnation. Let them, as Carl Jung wrote. One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. The most personal cost is the one nobody sees you pay. You had to bury someone to get here. Not an enemy, not a stranger. A version of yourself that you loved, that others loved, that was comfortable and known and safe. The version that laughed without noticing, that belonged without effort, that moved through the world without the weight of seeing what moves beneath it. You had to let that version of yourself go. And grief for a former self has no language. There is no ritual for it. No one sends flowers when you outgrow who you used to be. You simply wake up one morning and realize the old self is gone, and you are standing in its place, larger and lonelier and more yourself than you have ever been. And the gull in you, the one that was always meant to fly at this altitude, is finally learning what its wings are for. Here is what the price bought you. It bought you a self that cannot be borrowed, a mind that cannot be manipulated by comfort, a life built on something real rather than something inherited. You paid in friendships, in belonging, in the luxury of not knowing. You paid in the old self you had to bury to free the new one. But the receipt, the thing you received in exchange, is this. You are becoming someone who cannot be shaken by what once destroyed you. Someone who carries light in the broken places. Someone the gull in you always knew you could be. The invoice is not finished, but neither are you. And here is the question that will stay with you longer than this video does. What would you still be if you had never paid the price?